Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome to Carl's Drawings, and today we're going to be drawing Deadpool. So as you can see, I already started drawing a circle to indicate his head and an eye line and a center line. Next, you draw a line coming downwards to indicate his general body movement, and a circle in the bottom to indicate his crotch area. So next, you draw another circle on top to indicate his torso and chest area, and other two circles to indicate shoulders, one on the left and one on the right. After that, you draw this sort of shape coming up from the shoulder on the right, and on the other side we draw a C and a tooth type of shape, and you'll see why later. So now we come down here and we draw a line coming outwards to the top to connect it to a circle to indicate his knee, and another line coming down to indicate the rest of his foot. Same thing with the other side. There's a line, a circle indicating the knee, and a line coming downwards also. So now that we have all that down, we can start adding some shape and dimension to the body. So we're just going to draw these shapes, and that way we're going to give our character a rough idea of what his body is going to look like. So we're just continuing adding some more dimension and shape to his body. We're just roughing it out, nothing too specific or detailed. As you can see, I'm not going in too dark because these lines aren't definite, and I'll probably end up erasing them either way. So we're just gonna leave it off there, and we're gonna go to the head now. So as you can see, I'm kind of going out of the guidelines a little bit, but I mean, there's no problem. I figured that the head was a little too big, so I'm just making it a little bit smaller. So here we can just start adding a little bit of definite shape to the figure. You know, these are the lines that we're actually gonna keep. So we're adding some bicep, shoulder, and a little bit of tricep here in the bottom, just adding the dimension of the arm. We're gonna go ahead and add some shape to the forearm and to the elbow, and this part is tricky, but you guys can get it right. So here we're gonna draw a small L shape to indicate the palm of his hand along with his thumb. So next we draw the other side of the hand, and this line will indicate the sword. We're gonna leave a little space right there on top, as you can see. And the reason for that being is that we're going to draw a small square like so, and we're going to divide it into 4 parts, so into fourths, and then those fourths are going to indicate his fingers that are wrapped around the sword. So it's kind of tricky, it's a lot of steps, but you guys can get it just right if you follow along. So now we're going to turn this stick into a sword, and we're just going to add this little shape right here, and then erase a part from the bottom of where his hand is, and then draw the same shape. So we go over to his left side, and we're gonna add some shape to his shoulder, pecs, and clavicle. I'm actually gonna erase this. I didn't like it that much. I thought it was a little too boxy, so I'm gonna go ahead and round it up a bit, make him a little bit thinner too, you know, not make him too bulky. Add some chest muscle here, then add an indication of his rib cage. Don't worry about that little pointy thing, I'm going to erase that later on in the video. Now we're going to add an indication of abs and go to his right backside. So now we're going to start outlining his legs, and you can just follow the guidelines. You know, I hope they helped you out. They helped me out a lot. You know, with other guidelines you can't really draw much. So yeah, we're just drawing the legs here. Now we're going to go in with the feet, and I'm sorry I couldn't get them on the paper. It was the paper actually, I couldn't fit them in the paper, so it wasn't even the camera. You know, I'm sorry about that. So now we're going in with the belt. The belt is fairly easy, it's just 2 lines coming down from the center and adding 2 eyes on either side. That's pretty simple. Now we're adding more detail to the belt, and going in with his crotch and other leg, and basically just outlining what we've already drawn but with a better shape. So now we're going in with the feet that couldn't fit. Adding a little more crotch, and making small edits here and there. So now we're basically outlining what we did for the his right hand. And what we did to the left hand, we did to this one also. We divided into fourths and then add knuckles, and basically draw a sword as well. And draw this sort of shape, and also on the bottom, and then we make his sword long. So now we're going in with the face, and the eyes are fairly simple. It's just this weird trapezoidal shape with a frown, and his famous mask, which is made up of these weird shapes and then two lines sticking out for a little dimension. Now we can actually start adding a little more detail inside the body, including shading and the suit design. So we're gonna go ahead and start shading the mask, and what I like to do is leave a white squiggly line in the middle of the eyes just to add like a little illusion of reflection. So now we're going in with the actual suit design, and just follow along with these. They're fairly simple. Just whatever you do to one side, basically do to the other, and imagine the suit at an angle, and then basically just draw it. So here's one of my favorite parts, which is shading. I always love to shade my drawings. That's when you make the drawing pop to life. So we're just gonna go ahead and shade the whole thing. Basically, we're just shading the parts that are supposed to be black in his suit, and leave the rest alone for now. So now we're just giving the black parts its final touches. The rest will be shaded in a lighter tone to indicate where the red parts are gonna be. So I'll just clean it up a little bit and get it ready. So I'm adding some shadow below where the chin area is at, and we're just gonna go ahead and shade the whole thing now, but in a lighter tone. So we're adding some shadows here to add a three-dimension illusion, and we're just gonna continue shading. So now I'm actually adding these little straps that wrap around Deadpool's leg to hold his gun. Of course the gun is on the other side, so we won't be able to see that. And I'm adding it to the ankles too, just for design purposes, on either side. So from this point on, you guys don't really need me anymore, so just enjoy the video, and I'll come back to you once I feel like you need me, I guess. Well, I'm back, and basically what I'm doing here is just thinning him out a little bit and cleaning up the edges, just to make it cleaner. So we're basically done, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it as much as I did making it. And well, if you really like my content, please subscribe, comment, and like. I really appreciate every single one of you guys that comment on my videos, for anything. I just really appreciate you guys, and well, please subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out, and well, I want to get big on YouTube, so why not? Also, I want to say sorry for slacking off on my uploads. They haven't been constant. I mean, my last upload was a couple months ago, and I'm sorry for that. And well, yeah, basically just sorry about that. Anyway, our next two candidates for the next video are Black Panther and Aquaman. So if you guys want to vote on who I should draw next, just leave it in the comments below. And well, if you guys don't choose, well, I'm gonna have to choose by myself, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, until next time, guys, peace.